Welcome to this channel. So in the past few weeks, I have many chat with our martial art friends, and some of these friends practice traditional Chinese martial art, some even practice Wing Chun. And all these friends have read the Kung Fu 1560. And they like me to share or illustrate in more details on the page 24 on the long fist and short strike of this book, and also the momentum type and momentum combinations of this book. So today I'm going to share with you, and I want to make sure that you guys get it, because this is really important. Okay, so this is page 24. Take a snapshot if you don't have the book. So in page 24, it said that long fist art has a variety of momentum changes. This is because there is a large space between fighters. Short strike art has limited momentum variety. This is because there is limited space between fighters. Use a short strike type of art in close range. Use a long fist type of art in large space between fighter range. Learn both short strike art and long fist art. Short strike art is not suitable for distance range fighting. Okay, so this is this. Okay, now, so this is from Tang Sun Zhi. This is from more than 460 years ago, belong to the Ming military. Okay, now, so today I'm going to use something everybody is really familiar to show you what this means. And once you see this, you will never forget. You know right away what it is. Now, before that, I like to share with you that one must know about momentum and the recycle of momentum in order to understand what I'm sharing in the following. If one is just practicing like standing in the structure or the internal or mind power, you will not get it. But if you do practice Western boxing, Thai boxing, Kyokushin, and BJJ, you will get it. Okay, because that is related to momentum handling and the use of momentum. Okay, so for the long fist and short strike, today I'm going to use Western boxing to implement it, implement the momentum type, so you know exactly what it means. Now, in the page 24, the long fist and short strike, this is talking about momentum type. This is not about it has to be this way to move, or that way, or this style, that style. It is not. It is talking about momentum. So because it is a momentum type, well, in today's world, we even can use Western boxing to implement this momentum type. So everybody know what's going on. What do they know in 460 years ago? Okay, so if you go to YouTube watching Western boxing, basic Western boxing. And now I like to make a clarification. I don't train Western boxing. Okay, I just using Western boxing basic, very fundamental, basic knowledge to share with you, so that you be able to understand what is going on. Now, Western boxing, for very basic, you have the style of fighting in Western boxing. One is the classical or general classical Western boxing style, which is you stand a little bit slant like that, and you can see people using jab, cross, hook. Okay? So the side view is it'll be standing far away, the jab, the cross, and the hook. That is what Tang Sun Tzu talked about, long fist. Okay, sword strike. We all know our best friend, Mike Tyson. The peekaboo. Okay, the peekaboo, which is dodging sideways and get close, tight, covering, protection. That is sword strike. Okay, so if you look at the peekaboo type, it is not standing this way like the classical boxing type. It is more square, where your arm is putting guarding here, while the traditional or the classical Western boxing, the hand is more out here, so you can do a jab and so forth. The body is like this, like more slant, and the peekaboo is more square. Now, if you look at the Shaolin sword strike, you see that it is very close and in the range of the peekaboo type. See how it got itself more square. So that is sword strike art. While the long fist, the sword strike is like this: left, right, dodging and strike. And your long fist is from here, all this. Okay, so that is, you look at the Western boxing, you can see these two types of the momentum, the short strike momentum and the long fist momentum. Okay, just look at Mike Tyson, the peekaboo play, their short strike. Just look at the typical classical boxing, where they move with more space. That is the long fist. So as in the peekaboo, the range is the distance is closer than the classical, and it dodge left and right, and it pressure tight in. So that's what the page 24 is about in using the Western boxing to implement that. Okay, so long fist art has variety momentum changes because there is a large space between fighters. There's a large space there. Okay, Short strike art has limited momentum variety. It is because there's a limited space between fighters. Okay, so the peekaboo type. Okay, and this is type. So that's what it is. Okay, and of course I am not qualified to show the real peekaboo and the classical boxing, because I didn't train in that. I just show you this so that you can watch the real boxing, Western boxing YouTube, or if you already a Western boxing friend, you know what I'm talking about. So there's long fist and short strike, and of course in the Chinese short strike, it is not the Western boxing peekaboo, because it involves this attack, shoulder attack, and throw, and those kind of stuff. So this is a different type of art, even though they both are short strike momentum. Okay, now, so we settle the page 24. Now, this page 96. This is an example for the momentum type and momentum combinations. So let me share with you. Take a snapshot. Okay, if you don't have the book. If you have the book, just pull it out. So over here it said probing horse momentum is from Song Dynasty's emperor. This momentum can transform into feint type or an overcome type of momentum. Attack, dodge from weak position turn into strong position. An excellent momentum to pair with short strike or countering short strike. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so it said, okay, this at 460 years ago, this type of momentum is from the martial art of Song Dynasty's emperor. And this type of momentum, which is the probing horse momentum, can transform into feint type or overcoming type of momentum. It can attack, dodge, and from weak position turn into strong positions. An excellent momentum to pair with short strike or countering short strike. Okay, so just look at this. For this momentum can transform into feint type or an overcome type of momentum. It just lists usual Western boxing. We use the Western boxing to implement again. Okay, the jab. I can use this to measure, to feint, and this is for the real. The cross come with the real. That's what it is mean by this momentum can transform into a feint type or an overcome type of momentum. So if you just testing the water, checking the distance, so forth, that is the feint type. And if you get into a cross, turn into a cross, and attack in, there's the overcome type. Okay, and it said that this type of momentum is attack, dodge from weak position turn into strong position. So because it's long fist, it's the jab, it's very agile, you can dodge and then you can turn into a strong position. Okay, like you strike with the cross. Okay, so that is what attack, dodge from weak position turn into strong position. You can just bait him with a jab and so forth. You are not attacking. Okay, and you can dodge away, and and you can turn into a strong position, like you turn into cross or you turn into the hook. Okay, so that's what it is. And then the last one is say that an excellent momentum to pair with short strike or countering short strike. So what does it mean? This is what it means. This jabbing, okay, can be used like if the opponent is using a short strike type of art, you can use the jab, the testing of water, the dodging, like it said in the previous sentence. Just keep a distance, keep the short strike or the peekaboo type of guy in the distance. Okay, and also this type of momentum, the probing horse or this jab measure, baiting type, can turn into a close short strike momentum. Okay, you can just bait him or testing him, and then you get in. Okay, so that is why it said that an excellent momentum to pair with short strike or to countering short strike. So if I know he's good in short strike, I just keep a distance. That's to counter short strike. And if I know he's not good at the short strike, after I testing him, I can get in to the short strike range. That is pairing with the short strike. So it is this. 460 years ago, they know this type of momentum. Of course, it's not Western boxing today. I'm just using the Western boxing today to implement this momentum. Because, as General Chi Chi Guang said, he presents this momentum type and momentum combination is to inspire those who study the unarmed combat art. So it can be anything. Now we talk about the using Western boxing to implement it. Now the same thing in the Wing Chun 1850. Well, to implement the probing horse, the 1850 is using the short finger. Okay, this is short finger. Why short finger? You can try it out. Not bilgy. The minute you get bilgy out like that, you can feel, or the face is out like that, you can feel that this thing is heavy. It's heavier than short finger. Short finger is really light. This is heavier. The bilgy is heavier than short finger. Okay? So the 1850s Wing Chun is using short finger to test water, used like a jab in Western boxing. Now, of course, again, the probing momentum, it can counter the short strike guy or turn into the short strike, right? So to counter the short strike guy in the 1850s Wing Chun is you can do, say, a probing momentum with the short finger, and then right away you change into a cha chui. Boom. Do a body shot. Okay? You keep the distance here. Okay? So you keep the short strike guy away. Now, of course, with this, you can turn into a shoot in. Right away you shoot in. That's a short strike art. So this is the 1850s Wing Chun. It has this. Okay, have this play. Now, you need to be careful here. So General Chi Chi Guang have in this book, you know that there are 32 type of momentum type with the 32 type of combinations. Okay, so there are 32 type of momentum type, and each momentum type you have the combination. Like for example, just now we talk about Oh, even though it's just a jab, there's a combination with this cross come or the hook come, this long fist fight. Well, it is a jab, but it can turn into the peekaboo type. Okay, so that is a combination. That's how the momentum type of the probing horse turn into different type of combination. Same thing with the Wing Chun 1850. It is a probing of momentum, and it can turn into step 45 and step diagonal away and turn into a cha chui. Okay, so if you look at the 1850s Xiu Lim Tao set, there's a cha chui there. Okay, that's where it used. Boom, with the Huin Sao cha chui. Okay, you walk across there, and of course, you can have many different combinations as I shared with you in my previous video. Now, turn into a short strike. Of course, you're going to shoot in and then you go in because this is your territory. Wing Chun is specialized in the short strike. It is a short strike art specialized there. Okay, so this is what the truth is. So 460 years ago, they know this. And see, this is just one single momentum type called the momentum, the probing horse or the probing momentum type. Okay, so yeah, this so I don't get the name wrong, because when I translate, say it in English so that make it consistent. Okay, so this is a probing horse momentum type and probing horse momentum combinations. Okay, probing horse momentum type and probing horse momentum combinations. Okay, but it's based on the probing horse momentum type. Now there are 32 of them, as you can read in the book. Imagine when a guy trained in this 32 type of momentum type concept with its combinations, how broad he can fight. Okay, and we know today, even in Western boxing, we just make an example, this classical and the peekaboo. There are two types of momentum type there, which cover the long fist and the short strike. Now, in Western boxing, you have many more, right? When say, just even for the classical type and the peekaboo type, you can see that this cover different angle, different level, and different distance when it combined with the what do you call it, the peekaboo. And the peekaboo is you dodge. Okay, so it is playing in distance, angle, and level. Well, you in the 1850s Wing Chun, you do that, but you have more because it's different art. You have the knee strike and so forth, the throw and going to the ground kick, like I shared in the previous video. Now there's a questions for you. If you think an art only have a linear and only have hand techniques and only have chain punch, how is this technically going to face Western boxing, where it has many momentum types and many momentum combinations, where the type of art only have a few hand techniques and straight line attack? You know the answer. There's no way this type of art be able to face Western boxing because you simply do not have enough momentum type and momentum combinations to face the momentum type and momentum combination of Western boxing. This is a reality. Okay? So in Chinese Kung Fu today, people need to watch out. Okay? And really study what happened in 460 years ago. And also, like for example, in modern China, the Sanda guy saying that the traditional Chinese martial art is not as good and so forth. Well, then they have to study what happened 460 years ago. You know that Sanda is based on Western sport and Western boxing. By definition, that is not traditional Chinese martial art. That is Western boxing having traditional Chinese martial arts techniques. It is a Western boxing training, right? For a traditional Chinese martial art, you sure can use Western boxing. Even you can incorporate peekaboo inside there. Why? You're using the general Qi Guang's or Ming Dynasty momentum handling concept. Then it is a traditional Chinese martial arts with Western boxing techniques. So there's a difference between a Western boxing adding in on other techniques and traditional Chinese martial art adding in on other techniques. Well, General Qi Guang, for example, he's using the Chinese martial arts adding into the katana play to make his miao dao, his sword. But he's not taking the katana, Japanese katana, and adding Chinese sword play to make his miao dao. So we need to know. By now, because we have all this data, we have all this information, we can clearly know what is what. We can see the beauty of what happened in China 460 years ago. So this is what I'd like to share with you. The only, I should say, regret today is that I cannot do time travel to 60 miles away here, Auckland, to 1960 to meet Bruce Lee and show him all this document, translate to him all this Chinese stuff. If that happened, you will see there are a lot of mega change. But I live in 2020 today, 2021. I cannot go back to 1960. So this is a regret. This is a sorrow.